read them right. With the music, I'm a sniper. Now you in your diapers. Broke your anatomy down. Tryna clown black first, bitch. Burn your black hearse, bitch. No love for your racist ass.
Right, y'all. We want to invite you to the Black Experience. I'm Jahi Tau, and this is Bishop X. The topic today, and the topic indefinitely, Reparations 2020. Cut the check. That's what we're here to talk about today. How you feeling, Bishop X?
I feel that we're at a period of time where it's changed throughout the world. Time for the black man to get paid.
I believe.
Get paid from our ancestors. Our ancestors have slaved and worked, and they've been no pay.
Say that again. They done slaved and worked with no pay.
They have slaved and worked with no pay. The ancestors worked in Mississippi picking cotton, and they made cotton king. They made $1 trillion off of cotton for the white man. In Louisiana, the blacks in Louisiana cut sugar cane, made sugar, never got paid, our ancestors. You go to Virginia, they made tobacco, never got paid. In Illinois, they did corn, never got paid. And over in Iowa and over there, they did cows, worked cows, and slaughtered animals, and didn't get paid. So we need reparation. 2020. We need to change the scenario of what's going on. Here it is, they got on the box Aunt Jemima. For years, ain't nail dollar went to Aunt Jemima family or the black family. Uncle being right, these companies, these white folks still exploit white.
You mean to tell me Aunt Jemima don't run Aunt Jemima pancake?
White folks.
You mean that didn't go back to a black woman? Wait, I'm sorry. You mean the black face was on the package and no revenue went to black folks?
Then nothing go to black folks.
Uncle Ben neither?
Uncle Ben the same way.
Farina? Cream of wheat?
All of it was rip-off.
What about the little black baby on the girdle?
Same thing, rip-off. Now, we have been hoodwinked, tricked, and fooled. And the Native Americans the same way. The Black Hawks, the Indian chief, all that got to do with Native Americans. They have robbed and took money and didn't put back into the neighborhood. So we need paid. It is no other way. We need paid. We need the money that they owe our ancestors. The South got rich off of cotton, corn, sugar cane, and tobacco.
Say that again.
Cotton, corn, sugar cane, and tobacco. Yeah, cotton sold all over the world. Sugar cane sold all over the world.
Tobacco.
And corn sold all over the world. And then when you go up to Omaha, you're talking about cattle. We had people working cattle, and they were selling cows all over. When you go up to Milwaukee, in that area, you're talking about cows that blacks was working on the farms. They never get paid. So they owe us all across the board. They owe blacks. So we need, they promised 40 acres and a mule, but we need, our check in 2020, we need reparation economically. The banks paid for people to go get people from Africa. The bank was in it. The government was in it. They all was in this money making. Blacks was a big money commodity. If I get some blacks over here on my farm, over here in South Dakota, I get some Native Americans in South Dakota, I go down in North Carolina, I put some blacks in North Carolina, I carry them down to Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana, all through the South. It was black people working. And then when you're talking about Washington, D.C., you're talking about blacks that was building buildings in New York and Chicago, those that was builders, bricklayers, all of that, it was labor, those that could build roads and all that, black built all the highways. So this government America owe us. I mean, reparations, they owe us.
We talking about reparations 2020. Candidates running for presidency this year, and they ain't talking about reparations 2020 cut the check for foundational black Americans. People who been here, people who mama, daddy, great grandmama and granddaddy suffered through chattel slavery, then Jim Crow, all racism with mass incarceration, war on drugs, marginalized housing, which is redlining. But what I want to say is that in slavery, it was sexual abuse, physical abuse. You was getting raped, you was getting molested. Little grown slave masters was having sex with little kids, raping women and raping men.
And beating them.
That's sexual abuse. Then the physical abuse, just beating them, finding new ways to beat them. Cases where they skinned black folks.
That's right.
After they hung them, before they hung them, cut off genitals, burned them, did all this in front of black families to terrorize them, to keep them good slaves. Let's not forget that. So we talking about this because when you say, Bernie Sanders said one time on the Breakfast Club, I don't know what reparations look like for black people. He don't know what they look like. Well, cracker, what they look like is we should get some retribution and reparations for sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, telling you not nothing, telling you a dog, treating you like a dog, treating you like less than a field
like
animal.
a horse.
If you refuse to eat because you didn't want to be nobody's slave, they knock your teeth in, put a funnel in your mouth, and feed you just to get some work about you. That's facts. Now, Jim Crow, lynchings. When they let you out of slavery and said you niggas is free, there was something called Reconstruction period.
Yeah.
But during that period, you just got off the plantation, ain't got nowhere to go, ain't got no families that you know that got some trade that you can get in.
You had nowhere to go.
Had nowhere to go. But then they start making vagrancy laws. You vagrant. You just out here, ain't doing nothing. Why you ain't working, nigga? Well, I was just getting my ass working on your plantation, Billy Charlie. I'm looking for work. Then they start opening them jails. Then they start them slave catchers that they used to have come by to get your slaves who didn't feel like they should be slaves. Them slave catchers the ones to come get them. And the slave catchers, so you know, was the lowest of their society. Now, those founding forefathers was already degenerates from Europe, because that's who the frontiersmen was. That's who the forefathers was who came and settled. They were the dregs of society, and I'm quoting it. The dregs of society. That's somebody that ain't got no value. They don't care nothing about
put them in jail.
No good or bad, right or wrong. Look it up what dreg means. Dregs of society.
That's right.
That's who came over here and said, let's go get some slaves. Let's go get some slaves, baby. And if you've seen the movie Racism 101, my film Racism 101, but it's really white supremacy, it tells you in that they, under a religious mentality, said, let's go get these black folks to build. Let's go get these black folks. We gonna be the whites, they gonna be the others, and we gonna treat them with a heavy hand. We gonna be over them. Okay? So let's not forget to connect the dots. We was also promised 40 acres and a mule. It never got it.
That's right. By Congress.
So those people who question it, well, reparations 2020, why we need reparations? Because there's even some black folks that don't think we need reparations, which is sad. But those same black individuals don't know their history. So let me real quickly give you some books that'll give you a good bead on this history of racism, white supremacy in the form of chattel slavery, in the form of built in this country. A good book is called Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. A wonderful book. Carter G. Woodson did Miseducation of the Negro. The half that have not been told.
Yeah.
Okay. A good series of books by Claude Anderson. Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth. He gives a good history. 101 Questions, a Black Reader. These give you documented stuff in history that you would not know that will blow your mind that they used to do to us. They just lynched us if they felt like it. Like, really, it was a terroristic type of happy outing white folks would do when they would lynch niggas. Pick a nigga, string them up. We gonna burn them and everything. We gonna eat. We gonna have a good time. All white folks. Many pictures.
Burnt at the stake.
Of black folks just sitting up there burnt on the stake, and the white folks standing around laughing like, because he was less than a field animal. So think about it, because I was born in 1974. Don't get it fucked up. You walking around with diamonds and you feeling like you have to have an understanding of where you was at and what you was looked at. You were always considered a dollar to them, money.
Still do.
But their treatment of you was like, shut the fuck up. You don't even have a voice. Shut up. You less than my dog. That's why white folks to this day treat their animals better than the treatment of black people.
What you call him went to jail? Vic went to jail for a dog.
Michael Vick.
That's right, went to jail. Went to prison.
Yeah, that's fact.
Then white folks can kill people.
And if you hear him not talk, he talk like a hurt, broken. Listen to Mike Vick talk. He said some disparaging things about Kaepernick. Like, oh man, he should have just did that. Man, please, they did that time, and you did that time, and you came out like that.
Malcolm X said, I went to jail to go to school. When I got out of prison, I just graduated to find out what this white man do to black folks.
This understanding that we giving y'all, understanding and overstanding of Reparations 2020, cut the check. Reparations 2020, cut the check. Reparations 2020, cut the check. I don't want to hear no candidate who won't my vote, who ain't talking about what I need. You ain't gonna treat me like I'm invisible, because if you do,
2020, cut the check. Black power.
Black power. Not no black lives. Black power. Don't let them take your struggle and put it in a nice little package, and it ain't even about you. It's about some homosexuality, some lesbian and gays, but they want to slap Black Lives Matter on it to make it look like it's your energy.
It's about,
that's how deceptive they are.
It's about black power. Look at Carmichael. Say black power down in Greenwood and Greenville, Mississippi. And it's about black power because it's white power running the government right now. White power promised the 48 commute. The white power gave $1 million to the Jews, and they weren't even here. And other.
Now I'm glad you said that. Let's go down the list of what they actually gave to who and when. In 1900, Austria gave $25 million to the Jews. Canada, in 1988, gave $230 million to Japanese Canadians. $230 million. In 1988, Canada also gave 250,000 square miles of land to Indian and Eskimos. That's Canada. Now, America, here we come. In 1971, America gave $1 billion and 44 million acres of land to Alaska natives. See that number? 1 billion and then 44 million acres of land to Alaska natives, and that was in 71. Okay. In 1980, the U.S. gave $81 million to the Klamath of Oregon. That's Native American tribe. So Native Americans, they gave $81 million in just the state of Oregon in 1980. Let's take another look.
Motherfuck you is exactly what you can take this ass. I can see clear cause I know my past. And I'm still learning cause I'm still in class. Becky, cut the twerking.